Okay, welcome back to the channel on the 11th of November 2016, and before we get into the trading aspect, I just want to say a warm thank you to the people that have subscribed to the channel. At the time we have 22 subscribers, and I'm hoping to get that a little bit higher, because when we get to 100, or if we get to 100 subscribers, then I might start doing some live streamings when you can follow the trades as they happen on the screen. So for today we're going to be looking at the 12.15 at Lingfield on the 6 furlong handicap, and I think it's a decent race, and I'll go through why that is so. Now first of all, let's have a look at the favourites. The favourite is Kindly 4.5, also Gung Ho Jack is 5.2, and Dr. Parks is trading at 5.4. And I think these three are very strong favourites. They have the form to win the race, and in particular Kindly and Gung Ho Jack are drawn on the inside, so again that will help their cause. Dr. Parks is drawn a little bit wider, so that one could have trouble finding an early position. But the horse I'm interested in this race is number 12, Colour Bearer. Now although it is the bottom weight, I'm not too concerned that it's out of its class, because it's actually only £6 lower than the top weight in the race. So it is quite a compact handicap, and Colour Bearer is a very decent all-weather performer. Now why do I think this might be a tradable option? Now at the price of 26, it's a fair price considering the strength of the favourites. So I think this price, for it to be tradable, will have to push out to 34, 36, 38. And I think it might do that because we have a strong position here at 24 with £96 on the lay side of the market. So if Colour Bearer does push out to 30, 32, 34, then I think we might have a tradable option in this race, even though I think the favourites could well be backed towards the last 15 minutes. The second consideration I'm looking at is Colour Bearer tends to run up with the pace, and sometimes has made the running in the past. So it may well be that it can drop to a tradable price where we might be able to get a decent return on the investment. So let's just see what happens. It's early days at the moment. It's 4 minutes past 11. The race is only off at 12.15, so we're over an hour to the starting point. So I'm going to put a pause as usual in the video, and we're going to watch this price on Colour Bearer, and if it gets to 34, then I'll come back and we'll have a look at doing some trading on it and take it from there. So we're about an hour away from the race still, and I think this is now getting to be quite an interesting position. You can see there is only £7 on the bet side with the £5 on at 34, and if I scroll up, the next price upwards is £1 at 50 and then the 20 at 55. So that is quite a big gap between those two prices, and if the price does push through the 34, then you could well get 38.40 for it. On the lay side, we've still got this price in at 90. We've not got that much money apart from that, so it depends really on how people feel about this price. Now like I said before, it is a reasonable price to expect 28 to 1 Colour Bearer. But I think this position is a little bit fragile, a little bit precarious, so if this market starts pushing up, then we could see this disappearing quite quickly. If we get a little bit of strength on this bet side, then I may well take a price at 30. So we're just over 45 minutes away, and you can see I've taken a price at 30. I've just put the initial beginner's stake on of £5 at 30, and I'm going to leave that £5 in for the time being. I'm not going to put it in the lay market, because if this horse does get backed in, and there's no reason to suggest at the moment that it will do, but it has the form to win the race like we said before, so it may well be that people realise that closer to the race and the price begins to go down. Now if that doesn't happen, and it may not do, then I've loaded the bet side with the £5 stakes starting at 34, 36 and 38. And we will have 8 of these stakes going in if the price gets a little bit bigger, so we can possibly go up to a stake of £40. But I think the trades in the short term certainly are going to be around this region, and we'll watch to see if the £5 gets taken, and if that does, then we might trade it again at 30 and leave the other £5 in just in case the horse gets backed. So that's the position we are in. We're about 48 minutes, 48 minutes off the race time. Okay, we're back a couple of minutes later, and I've taken the money out of the market for the simple reason that this £98 has come in at 30. So that suggests to me that the price is now going to go a little bit higher. And we have taken the 30. We were right at the time to do that, but now we're right to take the money out and just watch the price and see if it can burst through this 36. And you can see, if I go down, that the 24 now has gone, and so that price, that stake has moved up to 30. So we're going to just leave it at that for time being. Obviously we want to get the price as high as possible before we trade the next amount in, so we've taken the stake. If it does get backed in, we're covered on that, and if it does go out, then we can start trading at the higher levels. So you can see the price is on the bet side has now disappeared and gone in at 46. So we've got a price here at 34, but we've still got this big chunk at 30. I think people are realizing that the price is getting a little bit too big, and there's one or two feelers coming in at 46, 44. So we're going to trade, if we can, round about the 38 and 40 mark, even though this 93 is in the market. That could disappear very quickly, and then we could be in a good position if we take the 38.40. So we're just over half an hour away from the race now, and you can see I've had the second bet taken at 38. So we've got an average price now of 34, and we've got another stake in the market at 40, 42 and 44. Now it looks for all the world that this market wants to push up, so I'm going to take this money out and I'm going to let the market decide which way it wants to go. It is starting to push up, but I think the price is getting a little bit too big. But if people want to lay this horse at 38, 40, 42, then I'm quite happy to take the bet. Sometimes you've just got to have the confidence in your own judgment to say, well, that price is too big. And no matter what the market's doing half an hour before the race, you've got to make a stand and say, right, I'm going to take this price now. But sometimes the best way of doing that is to have no stake in the market and just let the market decide which way it wants to go. If it wants to push up, that's fine. We can pick the prices off as they go up. And we can see the price on Kindly beginning to get backed in, as we thought would happen, and also Gung Ho Jack is also slightly getting backed in if you look at the graph. On the other hand, Dr. Parks, the one that we said had a bad draw, might not find a position. The graph is starting to drift out. So that was the expected position on those three horses. So Gung Ho Jack 4.1, Kindly 3.95, and Dr. Parks now 5.8. But we're still interested in Colour Bearer, which is still trying to push the price up towards 44. And you can see the graph there going right out, but it doesn't mean that the horse is or doesn't have the form to win the race. It certainly does. The price is getting a little bit too big now. So I'm going against the market trend now, certainly putting in at 42, 44, 46. The trend is still upwards, but I think sometimes you've got to go against the market trend to get the reasonable prices, and then if this money does come out of the market, we're in a good position for the price to push down. And in fact, some professionals will put a stake on the lay side just to push the price up so that they get better odds when they actually come in and make the bets with the bookmakers. So with the bookmakers now, Colour Bearer's odds will be lengthening as the price gets pushed up. So sometimes this is a tactic by professional, not traders, but professional players, backers. By pushing the price up, they can get a better odds with the bookmakers and then make the bet with the bookmakers. We are now 15 minutes away from the race, and as you can see, the price is still holding up round about 34, 36. So we're going to have to make a decision very, very shortly about whether we need to fold this position and safeguard the money, or whether we hold the £10 in the market and wait for the price to push down. It's looking more likely that we're going to have to fold the position. Now that's unfortunate because we made the right call in saying that the horse had the form to win the race. We got the right price, and it can be a little bit problematic when you are faced with a decision whether to fold, when you know, or possibly know, that you're in the right with regards to the horse and its form. So the position at the moment is that the horse is trading at 38.40. We've got an average price of 34. We're 15 minutes away from the race. We can trade a little bit further, possibly up to the last 5 minutes, and then we'll have to make a decision whether to fold or not. So stick with it for now, and I'll come back in about 10 minutes time. Right, we've decided to fold the position. Now the number one fact why people lose on the exchanges is because they don't know when to fold the position, and they leave the money in and the horse doesn't run up to expectations, and then they've lost a large chunk of the banks. It's always best to try and fold a position that's not going your way, and this is one of those cases. Now I fully expect Colour Bearer to run a decent race. If it doesn't, then that's just racing. There's nothing you can do about that. If we trade the position out, if we fold the position and Colour Bearer ends up running a very good race and it goes below, again, that's just bad luck on your part. But the smart move in its current state is to fold the position from 34 to 32. So that's what we're going to do on this, and if the price goes back up we may just put another £5 in to trade it again, but the target now is to trade out this position. So we're now traded out of the market. You can see we've matched the prices, and we've just put a £5 in there at 44 in case the market just goes slightly back up. And we have a couple of minutes to the race, so I'm not going to hang about with that. And now the market is still round about 36, 38. So we didn't get the expected push, but we haven't lost on the race. That's safeguarding the money in the bank. So sometimes you get it right, sometimes you have to accept that the market is not going the way you want it to go. So that's about it for this video, apart from we're going to watch the race and have a look at Colour Bearer during the race. I'm going to take the money out. So that's a video on basically looking when to fold the position. We don't want to leave the money in, we want to trade profitably most of the time, but if things do go against you, then it is best to take the money out, try and get a level trade on the market. So that's what we've done today, that's what the video is about, and if you can conquer that, then you're halfway to becoming a better trader. Now regardless of the position that Colour Bearer finishes, that was the correct move at the time. So we're about a minute away from race time now, and we'll have a look at what the figures suggest in the race itself when the race is off. So we'll look at the other three that we mentioned in the race. The money has come back in slightly for Dr. Parks, which is a little bit surprising. Gung Ho Jack, as expected, has been well backed into 4, and the price on that, the money for that horse, has forced kindly back out to a position. Now it hit 6 on the exchange markets, but that was quickly taken and it's gone back in now to a more reasonable price of 4.8. So the market's suspended, and we've got a non-runner in the race, so that's going to affect prices on the horses. Don't know which horse has been removed, so we're going to have to check that, but that can happen from time to time, so we're going to take that out. So I'm not sure which horse has been removed from this race. It looks like it might be Cinders. In fact, it is Cinders, so that's not going to affect anything really, because it was quite a high price at the time. So Colour Bearer still round about 32. We're bang on post time now. If we left it a little bit longer, we could have traded out for a profit, but I wasn't prepared to do that. I was prepared to just wait for another race, fold at the time of when the market hit the right places. And you can see over here that we traded at 38. Now I did go a little bit higher, put a few more trades in, and the price went up, so we were able to trade out at 38. So just waiting for the race, and you can see Colour Bearer now, the price going back out to 40. So there is obviously a hold up with the race, 2 minutes to the off. So that's it, the race is underway, and Colour Bearer is now trading a lot higher, 55.75, so it might be struggling to get a position in the race. Kindly has got the inside rail, and that's trading below 3. So it might have been a good decision, or it certainly looks like it was a good decision now to trade out of the market on Colour Bearer when we did. Dr. Parks 5.1, Gung Ho Jack is going out 8.8, and Kindly is now trading at 2.78, 2.7. So that one looks like it's got a good position in the race. So going down to the final couple of furlongs, Colour Bearer is not going to win today. It looks like the market's telling you that it's not running a good race. So the decision to cash out was a good one in the end, and like I said, if you can do that, then you're going to save yourself a lot of money in the long run. And Kindly was the winner of the race, 1.01, so Kindly was the winner. Gung Ho Jack and Dr. Parks are also trading at 1,000 to 1. So Kindly was the winner. That was possibly the expected result with it being drawn in 2. We said it was a strong favourite. We had a right decision on Colour Bearer. The market didn't agree, and in the end the horse didn't run up to expectations, but we broke even on the race and we move on to the next one. So if you've enjoyed this video, it's been a little bit different, but it is a very important video in the overall makeup of being an exchange trader. So thanks for watching. If we can get the subscribers up to 100, remember, we will do the live stream, and hopefully you'll join us for the next video. Thanks for watching.